The new iPad mini versus the iPad Air. Which iPad should you buy? Let's start with what's the same. Both iPads sport a beautiful edge-to-edge liquid retina display, Touch ID, second generation Apple support, USB-C, stereo speakers, front and rear facing cameras. There is a significant difference between them though, which I'll get into later in the video, cellular connectivity, and full iPad OS 15 support. So on paper, both of these iPads are actually quite similar. You can watch movies, take notes, video edit, play video games, and more on both of these iPads. But those examples I just mentioned are very different experiences on both of these devices thanks to their size difference. The iPad mini is the only iPad Apple sells that truly fits in the palm of your hands. It's the only iPad, I think, that gives you a true tablet experience. It's not to say that the iPad Air is too big. Like, it's actually pretty thin and light as well, but it's still big enough that I never really wanted to use it as a tablet. I used it more like a laptop. These use cases matter. My iPad mini is the iPad that I go to kind of distract me from all of the stresses of life. I enjoy gaming on it, streaming Netflix and Disney Plus, and web browsing on Safari. I chose the iPad mini for these activities because it's small enough to be able to enjoy those kinds of experiences for hours at a time without getting any kind of hand fatigue. For my iPad Air, it's my workhorse. I attach the Magic Keyboard, it becomes a laptop, and I use it to type my scripts, note-taking and Notability with the Apple Pencil, everything and anything that involves getting work done. I chose the iPad Air for those activities because of the much bigger display and the ability to attach a keyboard directly to the device. But let's not forget something. I said both of these iPads can functionally do the exact same things. I could pair a Bluetooth keyboard and trackpad to my iPad mini and use it like a mini computer on a stand. I could toughen up and use my iPad Air as a handheld gaming device if I wanted to and just stop complaining about how heavy it is. You see, the iPad you choose depends on the size that you need for the experiences and tasks that you have for that specific iPad. If you plan to do a lot of work on your iPad, I would probably recommend you get an Air, even if you have to compromise on how heavy it will become when you hold it as a tablet for hours at a time. If you plan to have a lot of fun with your iPad, I would probably recommend you pick up a mini, even if you have to compromise on the smaller display for the occasional times you plan to do some sort of work on there. With all of that being said, just to make this video a little bit more confusing, there are actual things that the iPad mini legitimately does better than the Air. For starters, it has a better front-facing camera thanks to Center Stage. Anytime you want to do a video call, the front-facing camera will automatically follow you to keep you centered in the frame. Second, an underrated feature is you can split the keyboard on the iPad mini display. It makes it even easier to type on it, and it almost becomes just as easy as typing on your phone. This is actually something that you cannot do on the iPad Air. It's actually disabled by Apple. Third, the iPad mini has a flash on the back camera. This should make it much easier to scan documents when you need to. Fourth, it supports 5G, which the iPad Air does not, so theoretically you would have much faster internet speeds on the mini, and that purchase would be more future-proof. And finally, if you are out for the best display period between these two devices, I do think the iPad mini looks slightly sharper and better than the iPad Air. So, the moment you've been waiting for. If I had to pick one iPad to keep forever, I think I'd pick the iPad mini. As much as I love my iPad Air and using it with a Magic Keyboard and treating it like an ultimate laptop, that kind of experience is replaceable with arguably better tools for the job, such as Apple's M1 MacBook Air. Whereas with my iPad mini, that kind of experience is not replaceable. There is nothing like the iPad mini on the market today, and if you are out for the ultimate tablet experience, I think the iPad mini is it. And that's it. Comment hashtag iPad mini or iPad Air, depending on what iPad you would prefer to buy, and let me know why in the comment section down below. Drop a like and subscribe if you're brand new to my channel, but I'll catch all of you guys in the next video. Peace.